That's it. Thank you.
Yes, you never wake up in the same reality. Since you're shifting billions of times a second, even while you're awake, you're never in the same reality. And sleep allows you to do several different things, because when you're out of body, you can go to the template level of the physical reality and make different kinds of choices and changes within relevance to the theme you chose to explore. And you can do things in a slightly different way, but you are never in the same reality. But yes, sleep can affect the reality you wake up in. Not that you are not always in a new reality, but it can be a slightly different reality than you might otherwise have woken up in had you remained awake.
Hello, Bashar. I hope
Good
you
day.
have a wonderful day.
Of course, always.
This is my first time meeting you, so I'm very excited.
All right. So are we.
So one of the questions I have is, children, when they're young, often tend to see beings when when it's nighttime and they are supposed to go to bed and sleep,
Yeah.
and the lights are out, and
Yes.
you know, is there an ability that children have to see things that are like in a different dimension or reality or something?
Yes, because they haven't unlearned that yet, because they're not fully focused yet on the idea of physical reality as the only thing that they should pay attention to. Children are still newly from spirit and still retain the ability to see into other dimensions. It's natural for most children. So the idea is that many children on your planet will learn to stop doing that, although now in this day and age, they don't have to really learn that. They don't have to focus quite so strongly on the idea that there is only physical reality. They can still experience the themes they chose to explore as physical beings without necessarily losing the ability to perceive beings from other dimensions. So this is something that is new for your society in general on a large scale. People on your planet have always had this ability from time to time, but it used to be rare. Now it's becoming more common. But yes, in general, children on your planet are still closer to spirit than they are to physical reality, and for quite some time may still retain the ability to see into other dimensions until, for some reason, if there is a reason for them to focus only on their physical theme, then they may close that facility down for a while. And then it may return later in life when they are through exploring certain things. But yes, it's a natural ability that most children have.
And is there a way to facilitate the coming back of this ability?
Yes, to follow the formula that we have shared with all of you.
Okay. Okay.
Now, there are also many other techniques. Basically, you can attract through synchronicity whatever technique may work for you. Whatever permission slip will be best aligned for your vibration. But in general, those things will also arrive in your life if you do, in fact, follow the formula. It happens automatically.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
At some point, I was laying in my bed and seeing a dark pattern on the ceiling, and I was a kid back then, and I was kind of fearing for my life because I didn't know what it was, but I was like almost paralyzed, and then I said, no, not now, and please leave, but I didn't know what it was, and this happened twice to me when I was a kid, but I still have no idea what it meant or what
it's a portal to another reality and a beginning of a visitation of extra-dimensional or extraterrestrial beings coming in to interact with you according to the agreements that you have made in this life to be part of those kinds of encounters and experiences. So what you were initially experiencing was the opening of a portal from one dimension to another.
Okay. And is there something I can do to maybe get back to that point?
Well,
so now that I know I don't have to be afraid about it.
Don't be afraid. And again, follow the formula. Be more open to investigating and researching the encounters that exist between extra-dimensional and human people on your planet. Educate yourself to know that you're part of a bigger program, a bigger agenda for the evolution of the earth, for the evolution of humanity. Invite it in and feel love for the experience. Most importantly, allow yourself to fill yourself with love and create the invitation on your own terms, saying that it can be what works for you and what works for others, but always in a state of unconditional love and service.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right.
Okay, when I was in school, I had dreams. That was like the first years of school, so I did not lose the stuff apparently until then. So when I was in school, I had dreams at night where I saw things that would happen a day or two later.
Yes.
And I actually made a game out of this, because when I went into like a conversation with people and I knew what they would say, I just changed my reply and see what would happen. And this was funny for me.
Yes. Well, again, everything exists now. All realities exist now. What you call past, present, and future are all here. And there are multiple versions of everything. So if you have expanded your consciousness, again, especially when you are younger, and made a game out of it, which is a positive thing to do, then it can help practice and train you to be able to perceive more realities that exist in the here and now moment. And thus you can perhaps perceive more clearly the probabilities of which reality will manifest or crystallize in your particular physical world experience. So that's not unusual. It's just that you're becoming more aware that every reality, every probable reality that is most likely to manifest is already known to you, is already here and already exists. It's just a matter of which way you choose to go and how strongly you choose to crystallize the realities that you're perceiving.
Okay. And I guess...
Did that make sense to you? Do you understand what we're saying?
Yes.
All right.
I guess getting back to that is also following the formula.
Everything is contained in following the formula as precisely as possible. It leaves absolutely nothing important or relevant out of your life. It will bring you what you need exactly when you need it.
Okay. All right. I was in October 2011, I was in a group that did C5 protocols for contacting extraterrestrials.
Yes.
And we had some contact with, we saw ships flying around, and we had high strangeness events or things that happened that were strange.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. And when we did a meditation for contacting extraterrestrials, it was like a vision in my head that I had from it was a woman, and she looked more like a cat being, a feline woman. And she looked at me, and it was like just a second or so, and she said, "Be patient." And that's all I got from this. And then I started to think and woke up from the meditation.
All right. Well, that's good. That's a good first start. Coming through the extra-dimensional consciousness is coming through an archetypal form, an ancient Egyptian form that connects to something that will work for you. The ancient Egyptian archetypal form, looking feline, is called Bastet or Bast, the ancient Egyptian goddess. So this is an archetypal form that the extra-dimensional being was using that has relevance for the vibration of your own being. And initiating a contact and telling you to not be impatient, basically, is a good first step. Things will unfold as they need to.
Okay.
You can do the meditation again anytime you wish. You can begin practicing, strengthening that contact.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Is there a specific, I guess it would be
whatever works for you, or replicate what you did before.
Okay. 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 So when sometimes I hear stories about people getting abducted,
Yes.
And what I was wondering is, when they talk about it, the first contact or initial contact is a bit scary for them.
Yes, because they don't understand what's going on because they haven't been told that these kinds of things are happening by an agreement you made before this life. This is part of the evolutionary path of humanity on the earth. And because most people aren't in touch with those agreements, then they will go into fear mode or survival mode because what is being experienced is very foreign to them. And to the physical consciousness almost seems life-threatening because it's so different, so alien to your normal physical reality on Earth. There is nothing to be afraid of, but nevertheless, the physical mind may still react that way by going into survival mode because interacting with another dimension changes your frequency, and to the physical mind that almost feels like a death. Even though it is a type of death, it is not literally physical death. But the physical mind may interpret it as such and kind of go into a little bit of a panic.
Okay.
But you can get used to it, and this is what we talked about earlier. Open up in the idea of love. Express the idea, as you have already done, that you want it to be on your own terms in a comfortable way, and that you are willing to participate and be more aware of what's going on if more awareness is allowed on their part. So approach it that way, and things can smooth out. Does that help?
Yes. Thank you.
Then I
Thank you.
will wish you pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Good day.